Hello guys, Happy New Year to all. This is Deep Narayan Singh, ready with the part 2 of database to Python connectivity case based questions. Let us move ahead to next part of it and see some more questions related to it. To see the concept, just go and check out the first part of this particular category of questions. Let me select the pen and move ahead to the first question where it gives like the code given below reads the customer code from the user and delete the records from the customer table. So, in previous part of the video, we have seen select query, we have seen insert query, and we have also seen how to fetch the record and print those in Python program from the MySQL. So there is a data about customer which have the customer code and customer name, phone number and amount. Note the following to establish the connection between Python and MySQL. So what is the username? Root, password is root, and table that exists in database that is called SOAP. And we have three questions here to execute the command. Okay, what is going to be used as statement 1 to make the changes permanent. Again, I hope you are able to guess to make the changes permanent which method is used. Commit method is used, and that method is called with the help of connection object. Remember, so always write the connection object before it and then write the commit to display the number of rows affected. So there is special property row count that we are going to see in the answer. Let me see the display the code for you people. Here we the same thing import, because we need to import that mysql dot connector which is installed by the db api, mysql to db api application programming interface. You need to write like pip. Okay, pip is a utility command which is used to install the module inside the python. So you need to write pip install. Okay, and then uh, MySQL connector. What you need to install? MySQL hyphen connector. So it is going to store the data inside or the module which have these functions defined inside it into your Python installation. Then you can access those functions for your program. Let us move ahead. There we see in this question, this function is defined del customer, and inside it we have created a connection object. So how can we create connection object? mycon equal to mysql dot connector dot connect. So here we are utilizing the alias which is given like mysql to the mysql dot connector, and the connect is a function which takes four argument: host, user, password and database. Host is given local host, so same pc is utilized to host the sql server, and the root is the password and username. The database name is SOAP. I have highlighted here the MySQL database named SOAP where it is stored, and the table name is what? Customer itself. Then after creating the connection object, next is to create the cursor object. So here we have created a cursor object. So in that cursor object, we have utilized the object of connection and called the function cursor which returns the cursor object. For what this cursor object is used? This cursor object is used to execute the execute function which helps in firing the query from the Python program to MySQL. Now we have this special code used to check that connection has been created properly or not. Is connected is going to return true if your connection is created perfectly, otherwise it returns false. So if it returns false, what will happen? This condition will become false and this print statement will not execute, and you will not get that successfully connected in the output, which help us to understand that connection has been created perfectly or not. Okay, let us move ahead. We have a try except block which is used to for which is used for what? For handling the exception inside the python. So we try some code inside the try block. If any exception is generated, that is being cached inside the except block and printed. So our program will not abnormally terminate, rather it will terminate with a proper message. So to delete the customer record, this is a print statement, nothing important in it. Then we have a statement which reads the customer code from the user and stores inside the variable called C code, and then we have created a query string. So delete from customer, delete from table name, where condition. Inside condition, CID is the name of the column and which has been provided by the provided in the question itself. Now our job is C code is given inside this curly bracket, and this format function will put the value of C code inside it and create this SQL query, SQL variable which holds complete query. Now our job is to write here what execute. Okay, inside execute what we will pass, we will pass this query, and this query will be delivered to MySQL database and result will be coming out. Next, at statement 2, what they actually want, they actually want to make the changes permanent. So how can we make the changes permanent? Using the commit function. Which of object is used to call the commit function? Connection object. So what is the name of connection object? mycon. So I will write here mycon dot commit. Okay, sorry for this pen because I have this one available to me right now. Writing is quite difficult with this pen. Okay, fine, I hope you understood. Otherwise I just display the answers. So this is the second answer, mycon dot commit. And there is a property called row count which gives us the count of row affected or number of row affected using the query. So that directly we need to and that is being called through what? That is being called through a cursor object. So what is the name of cursor object here? CUR. This is the cursor object. Okay, so using with the help of this cursor object, I just CUR dot what I will write here, row count, as you see inside the answer already available to you. And this row count will display how many rows are deleted, which help us to understand our query went perfectly or not, because C code is the unique key for the table. So only one row should be affected. If more than one row are affected, there is a problem. If no rows are affected, there is a problem. If no rows are affected, it means we are unable to delete that record. If more than one row are affected, it means that there is a problem with the condition, or C code repeated twice, which is not possible. So these type of things should be used to checks and balances to know that does our code worked perfectly. If any of this has created or generated any exception, that has been cached inside except block, and this is printed here, and our program will terminate. Okay, fine. So this is the fourth question in this category, and definitely you are going to get it for 3 marks. Very simple questions. I am explaining it properly. Let us move ahead to the next question. The code given below, insert the following record. Now insert query is to be written in the code because it is going to insert the record. And what record will contains? Book number. What is that? Okay, book number, book name, author, and price. So these are the things that are stored inside it. Okay, what is the parameter to connection? Root, username is root, password is tiger, table exists inside the database name library. Database a container where tables reside into it. We have three questions based on that. Each question carry 1 mark. So our job is to put code corresponding to that questions inside the code section where we have the fill in the blanks. Okay, fine. First connection has been created properly. They have given host, user, password, and database. Then next job is to create the cursor object. So I told you how cursor object is created with the help of connection object. So what you will write here? Con dot cursor. Okay, and this function is going to return us a cursor object. Fine. Once we have get this cursor object, now employee with the salary more than 25,000 are, because to execute the query that extract the record of those employee having salary more than 255. So you need to write here query first. So how should you write? Using the select query. Now you should have that knowledge of writing the select query, which we will discuss in the database section. Here our main focus on the code itself. Okay, so next you need to write execute function, and inside execute what you will do, you will fire that query. So first try to write the query. What we need to do, price having more than 25,000, and what need to be extracted, all extract records. So there is no specific columns that we want, so I just write the select star. Okay, from what is the name of the table, the details are accepted. Okay, code is insert in the table book. So select star from book. Okay, fine. Condition is what, where one of the column of the table is what, price. So where price should be greater than 25,000. This is our query. Now this query should be passed inside the execute. Where you pass that query, execute, execute. And what that execute function called with, this execute function called with the cursor object. So what is the cursor object, my cursor. So we will write my cursor. Okay, fine. So this whole thing is going to come here, my cursor dot execute select star from emp where salary. Okay, not emp, there we need to write what, book, because we have the table name as book. I hope you understood. This is like a printing mistake. You need to bear with me for this particular thing. After that, what we need to do in next result set, what is third statement, to read the complete result of the query, record those who have the salary more than 25,000 come into the cursor result set, because we have already executed this command at statement 2 into the object named data from table emp in the database. Okay, fine. So here also the problem, emp rather than what they need to write, they need to write here like book. Okay, and this whole query should be converted inside based on the book only. Price should be there where book price is more than 25 rather than employee salary, because we have discussed about the database that is book. Okay, database is also different. I hope the code uh, has been interchanged with some other question, no issue, but I hope you are getting what I am explaining here. So first we have created the cursor object, then we have fired the query. After that our job is to fetch everything from the cursor to the result set. So which function we can utilize, we can utilize fetch all function. I hope so they have utilized the fetch all function. Remember, fetch all function will be called through the cursor object. So we have this cursor object. So these three are the answers which need to be put according to this code, not as per the question. So till then we have a different question. Here we have different question. I have some mistake in writing that question itself, but question is correct only and answer is also correct. Let us move ahead to the next question. The code given below, insert the following record into the table book. Okay, fine. Now we have that code for book. Okay, where book name and all these things are available, and username, root and password, everything is there. Okay, fine. Insert import command is used to import the module inside our code, where we are importing mysql.connector as mysql. So this is column alias or name of the column, name of some variable which is replaced with mysql.connector. So wherever you want to write the mysql.connector, you just use that mysql. Then they have declared a function called def sql data and created a connection object. Fine, no issue in that. Host is given, username is given, password is given, database is given, database name is library. My cursor equal to, now what is the next job, first second job is to create the cursor object. So we will write here what, con dot cursor, and cursor function is called with the help of connection object. So what is the connection object name, con, and then we are going to write cursor here. I hope you are following. And then next they have created a record. Till then, book number, book name, author and price, all things are read from the user, and with the help of this format function they have formatted a string, and all the values stored inside these variables should be placed inside the curly brackets. Remember, wherever you have a string, double single quotes are put it uh, or these curly brackets enclosed inside the single quotes. Like book name is a string, or author is also a string, and price and book number are numbers, so they are not enclosed inside the single quotes. Now what is the way you are going to fire that query, we know that we can use the execute method, but execute method is used the cursor object to call itself. So what I will write, my cursor, okay, my cursor dot execute, or what is being passed inside the execute, SQL, because this is the variable which holds the query into it. And after firing the query, next statement is to add the record permanently in the database, again commit, but remember commit will be called through connection object. So what is the connection object? Connection object is con dot commit, not cursor, there is a problem. What I need to write here, commit. Okay, fine. So what I write here, con dot commit. Okay, and this method is going to make all the changes which we have done inside the database permanently stored or into the database, and flush all the data which is available inside cursor to the database to make the changes permanent. Let us move ahead to the next question. Very simple question. Fetch all the record of the table at runtime. Write correct statement function to fill the line number 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is the code available which uh, module need to be imported. We know that, that is mysql.connector. Okay, so mysql.connector is the module in which connector or connect, cursor, and execute methods are stored. So next is, this is a connection object. How connection object will be created? mysql.connector dot, the function name is what, connect. So we are using going to have here connect function. Next we have created the cursor object. After that, to fire the query, we have now experienced that execute function is used and query is passed inside it, and this execute is called with the cursor object. Another way to remember it, after doing all this, our job is to fetch those records from the cursor to a variable in Python. So my records equal to my cursor dot, we have a function called fetch all. So that fetch all function should be uh, used here to get all the record from cursor to this my records, and then we can iterate over that my records variable and print all those. Let us see the output. MySQL, okay, fine. Then next is connect, okay, fine. Next is execute, fine. Next is what, fetch all. So this is a function, and this is also a function, this is also a function. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much guys for patient listening, and I hope you people are enjoying and these questions and getting little bit better understanding. Please do like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.